My name is Ben Burkholder, and I'm from Danville, Pennsylvania. The beginning for me with composing started probably when I was 14 or 15. I just started doing some simple hymn arrangements. Looking back, they were pretty bad, but through high school, I just continued to do that, started doing some original piano compositions without any really formal training at all. Until after I graduated, I asked Wendell Glick if he would coach me in composing choral music. Christ the Lord is Risen Today is kind of interesting because when I started it, I didn't really have any intentions of it being published, or because it was a piece for a semester of composition lessons with Wendell, and the idea was to follow a little bit of what Bach did in his cantatas, where you take a familiar song and the first verse is exactly how the people would have known it at that time, and the congregation would sing. Then the verses in the middle would be the choir, and then it would come back to the home key, the very last verse, and the congregation would join and sing again. I kind of had two pictures in my mind. One was the morning of the resurrection, the darkness into light. I was thinking of a sunrise, just kind of had that picture in mind, sun glistening through the tree branches. And also, it was springtime while I was doing this, and I also had the idea of birds. I wanted to sound like birds, so I added just a little da 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 da. Christ the Lord is Risen Today, it's very much a song of worship. And I think the two words that come to mind is worship and joy. Just the reality, Christ the Lord is risen today. And it's a joyful thing. That's what I'm hoping people take away, is the joy and just worship. The Lord is my shepherd is a piece that I had thought I would probably do something with the text of Psalm 23 for a while. One thing that I really appreciate about the text is just the simplicity of Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. It's pretty simple, straightforward. I really wanted that to come through in the music. It's just a simple piece, nothing complicated. It was brought to my attention the pronouns that are used. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. But then you get to the part, and though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I'll fear no evil, for you are with me. And I just really appreciate how, to my mind, it kind of signifies how the difficult times in life bring us closer to God. I really think that this idea of new music going into the Anabaptist culture is a really good thing. I think the reality is that culture changes and we change some, and I think that new music is important. One of the things that I've done more of in the past is taking an old hymn and putting new music to it. And I think that sometimes, for me anyways, I can sing a song over and over in church, and sometimes it loses its meaning. And I just think new music is a way that can mix it up a little bit and maybe bring new light, new aspects of the words. What Cantate is doing is a really huge thing for me as an emerging composer. I think just hearing the songs, for one thing, you can play the soundtrack back on your computer as many times as you want, and there's still things that are gonna sound different when there's actually a choir singing them. Just to hear people's response to the music, I think is a really big thing too.